I'm Amanda Paldow, and I'm the owner of Triad Tutoring. And today I wanted to chat a little bit about when you should take the SAT. That's one of the questions that I'm getting very frequently right now from parents of juniors or from students themselves. Um, Generally, students will take the SAT 1 to 2 times during junior year, and then they'll leave another test date open in the fall of senior year if they need it. So thinking about when to take it is really important because that helps you decide when to start preparing and how to schedule other activities around that. The first question I usually ask students when we're thinking about when to take the test is, have you taken Algebra 2 already? So if you have finished Algebra 2, you've covered the large majority of the math that you're going to see on the SAT, aside from a couple of trig questions. For that reason, you could take it earlier in junior year. If you have not yet taken Algebra 2, you want to wait until you've taken most of that course. So for students that are going to be taking that junior year, I would push off taking the SAT until the spring, maybe May as your first test date, so that you can get more math under your belt. Looking at the test dates, we have 7 different options during the year. So this is collegeboard.org, which is where you're going to go when you actually want to register. You can see that there's a test in August, October, November, December, March, May, and June. There used to be a test in January, and that one got moved to August this year. So that's the first time that we're seeing that August test date. So once you think about, so if you haven't taken Algebra 2, we're going to say push it to the spring, so that way you get more math under your belt. And then you could take another one maybe in August of your senior year, and then maybe if you need a third one, you could take it even later in your senior year, such as November or December. If you've already taken Algebra 2, then another thing you want to consider is, do you have a season that's really busy because of sports or another extracurricular that takes up a lot of time in a particular season, like marching band, the school play, that sort of thing. If so, then you want to think about when are you less busy, because when you're thinking about preparing for the SAT, you want to think about putting aside at least 2 to 3 hours a week to practice. If you are in the middle of soccer season and you have a whole bunch of AP exams to deal with, spring is not going to be your best time for that, because you're not going to have that time to dedicate to be successful. So if you are free in the fall, that might be a good time to at least get the prep done, even if you don't take the test until, say, December. Same thing with winter. If winter is your less busy season, then that would be a good time to prepare, and then you could take it during this March 10th test date for the first time. Another consideration is how rigorous is your course load during junior year. If you have a lot of AP exams, those are all going to come up in May between your AP exams and then your finals in June. You're very likely not going to want to take the SAT or add that into your schedule as well. So again, if you've got a really heavy course load, that's where taking a test in October, November, December is a nice place to start. The other factor that I ask is, what's your starting score and what's your goal score? Because that also will make a difference in how much you think you're going to need to prep. So if you took the PSAT sophomore year and your score was 1,000, and you say, I want to go to UVA, I really need a 1,400 to be competitive. That's a really big jump to go from 1,000 during sophomore year to 1,400 junior year. And that's going to take a significant amount of time to prepare to try to increase that. Also, taking more of your math and English classes will help with that as well, as you get more adept at those skills. So if you are somebody where your starting score is 300, 400 points off from your goal score, you could still take it, but kind of take it as a practice run, right? And think about your goal being late in junior year or early senior year, so that you give yourself enough time and you don't feel so pressured to try to hit that score early in junior year. So those are the things you want to think about. Where are you in your math coursework? You want to at least be through with the large majority of Algebra 2 before you try to take the SAT. How are what sports do you play, and what seasons are really busy due to those sports? You want to try to avoid adding in SAT prep during that time. So think that through. What's your end of the year going to look like between your AP exams, your SOLs, your finals? How do you factor that in? Do you want to count on taking May or June for the SAT if you have all of that on your plate as well? And then you also want to think about, where are you starting out and what is your goal score? How much time do you need to increase that realistically? So if you want to chat in more detail about your personal situation, I would love to chat with you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.